Good afternoon, everybody. Today I am going to make my version of an Amish recipe I ran across online. You're going to need a pound of hamburger meat. You're going to need 3 potatoes, 2 carrots. You're going to need some kind of cheese. I'm going to use the sharp cheddar because I like the way it tastes. You're going to need an onion and celery, or you can use the seasoning blend, which is what I usually use, just makes it faster. 2 cloves of garlic. You're going to need a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper. I use crazy mixed up salt, or you can use garlic. A cup of chicken broth or beef broth, whichever one you prefer. A can of whole kernel corn, or you can use the frozen if you prefer. And a can of diced tomatoes. So I'm going to get the hamburger meat started in a little bit of olive oil, and we'll go to the next step. Okay, so first step, you're going to put about a tablespoon of olive oil in the bottom of your pan. You're going to want to get that heated up a little bit, and then you're going to put your hamburger meat. We're going to brown the hamburger meat with the onion and celery blend. Okay, so once your grease is hot and you've got your hamburger meat in here, then you're going to go ahead and add your salt. And like I usually do, I just sprinkle it over the top, you know, just to kind of cover the meat. Then we're going to add our seasoning blend. I like to brown them all together. You could always brown your meat and then add your vegetables if you prefer it that way. I just like to cook my meat with the seasonings. I just think it adds more flavor to the meat itself. So I'm going to get this all browned together, and we will go to the next step. Okay, once you've got your meat browned and your vegetables look clear, you're going to take out the hamburger meat. You're going to need a spoon, a slotted spoon, so you can make sure that you leave the grease in the pan. Now, depending on how lean the meat is that you get, you may have to add a little bit more olive oil to the bottom. But let me get this scooped out, and we'll go to the next step. Okay, so while the grease is hot, you're going to throw your chopped garlic in here. Turn it to about a medium. And you're going to want to just saute this for a few minutes. No more than, I would say, 5 minutes, but you definitely need to stir it so you don't burn the garlic. You're just trying to saute it a little bit. And once this gets sauteed, we will throw in our potatoes and carrots. Let me just get this sauteed real quick, and I will go to the next step. It's been 2 minutes, and this is about the color you want. Again, you're not trying to, definitely don't want to burn it because it will get bitter. So now I've got my chopped potatoes and carrots I'm going to throw in here. And again, we're just going to kind of like saute this for a few minutes. And then we're going to put our hamburger meat back in. And then we're going to put this in a casserole dish after it cooks together for about 5 minutes. So let me just get this sauteed for a few minutes, and we'll go to the next step. After you have sauteed your carrots and potatoes for 5 minutes, then you're going to just add all your ingredients back in. You're going to put in your meat, your diced tomatoes with the juice, can of corn with the juice, and your chicken or beef broth. Now we're going to kind of cook this for a few minutes, about 5 minutes, and then we're going to transfer this to a 9 by 13 pan, and it's going to cook covered for 30 minutes. Let's get this cooked down for about 5 minutes, and I'll go to the next step. Okay, once this is brought back up to a boil and it's cooked for like 5 minutes, I tasted it. Always taste your food, and it does need a little bit, so I'm just going to use my crazy mixed up salts because it has garlic, salt, pepper, and all that fun stuff in it. So I'm just going to give it a quick stir, and then I'm going to pour it into a 9 by 13 lightly greased. I just sprayed the bottom with some canola oil, and we're going to transfer this into there. Let me do this. Hopefully this pot is heavy. Okay. All right. Okay, so once you have that all spread out, we're going to do the last steps. I had some bacon left over from breakfast, so this is completely optional, but I went ahead and chopped it up, and I'm gonna just put a little layer over the top. Your potatoes and carrots are gonna, your carrots and your corn is gonna be sweet, so this will kind of help, to me, kind of help with the salt factor. And then you take your cheese, your shredded cheese. I'm using sharp cheddar. You can use mild, you can use mozzarella, you know, whatever you prefer. I like sharp cheddar, so that's what I'm using. So I'm gonna get this covered. It's gonna go in the oven at 350, covered with aluminum foil for 30 minutes. So let me get this finished up. I'm gonna get it in the oven, and I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. Okay, it's been 30 minutes. So now we're gonna remove the top, and I'm gonna put this back in the oven for 5 minutes to kind of just get the top browned. When it's done, I will show y'all. We'll cut it. I just got it out of the oven. I do like the top a little bit more brown, so after the 5 minutes, I turned my broiler on and broiled it for another like 3 or 4 minutes. So this is gonna need to rest for about 5 minutes. Once everything's like it should be, I'm gonna scoop some up, and I will show y'all the finished product. Okay, so the food has been resting. I'm going to go ahead and get me some. And yes, it's going to be juicy. It's not going to your vegetables are still going to have a little bit of texture to them as well. As you can see. Probably should have got a bowl for this. But see, your vegetables are going to have texture. Now, if you like them softer, you can leave it in the oven instead of 30 minutes. You can leave it 45 minutes. So I'm going to try to get a bite of this and not burn my mouth. There we go. And let it cool just a minute. Okay, I let it cool off just a minute before I was going to try to taste it. It's really good. It is a little sweet. So if you don't like it as sweet, you can add a little bit of salt to your plate and let it, stir it up and let it sit a minute. But the flavor is good. The vegetables to me are just right because they have some texture where they're not crunchy, but they're not totally mush either. So just a simple meal, something you can make. Potatoes, carrots, hamburger meat, can of corn, something you can easily make at home. You have any questions, let me know. If not, enjoy, y'all.